Hello, welcome one and welcome all to another live stream. How is everybody doing today? Hello, hello, hello. We're playing Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc. Last time, yet another one of our dear friends was met with an unfortunate fate. Is that how they say it? You've been met with an unfortunate fate? Spoilers. It was my personal favorite character that died. So that was fun. And now we got to solve the murder mystery. Who done it? Who the heck killed poor... Insert character's name here. I mean, if you're watching, you're gonna get spoiled, so... It's Chihiro. Chihiro died. Chihiro was strung up like a freaking... I don't even know! It was so vile and nasty. There was no need. There was no need for such... Wait, what? Oh, this is a later day. Okay. Sure. They just disrespected her body like no other. Let's continue. Hello, Skybit. Hello, Andy. Hello, nobody. How to rate my stabbing? Explain that to me in more detail, like the way I stab people or the way I get stabbed. Hello, Dragon Slayer. It's a me. Okra not in sight. I mean, I've got his color scheme on my controllers. Comments leaving. Goodbye, Dragon Slayer. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Was I gonna investigate the pool next? That's gotta be it, right? What does the log say? Right. Go back to the crime scene. Okay. Crime scene time it is. Hello, Hifumi. Ding ding ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me. Is this all just one big game to you? This is in fact a game. Depends on which kind of stabbing happened first in this game. Oh, okay. So the first stabbing, that was Sayaka getting stabbed in the abdomen by someone she was trying to kill, but she got killed. How would I rate it? Pretty poor. I mean, the stabber did a poor job of, you know, getting rid of evidence, and in the end they were caught quite easily because the victim like wrote their name in blood, so it wasn't that good. Maybe like a 2 out of 10 stabbing. Have I played any indie games lately? Indie games. I don't think so, not that I remember. The last ones probably would have been like the Deltarune games or Hollow Knight way back when. I played Chained Together. I don't know if that's an indie game or not, but I played that one kind of recently. Have you played any good indie games? Gotta moderate. Goodbye, nobody. Thank you for watching. Take care. Funny, they try to censor the blood, like making it pink. Something makes it not blood. You know what? In the eyes of like the game rating system people, that's absolutely true. If it's pink, it's not blood. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet, but I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the door. She was there, but at the same time, not there. Don't riddle me, boy. What's it gonna be? Okay, well, should I still check the crime scene before I go? She was in the warehouse, he said? But also, Joshua, did you happen to see the ending of my playthrough for Rain Code? There's some lore implications as to why the blood's pink. Do I need to check this place? I guess I may as well while I'm here. It's a TV. This is one of the monitors. If I break it, Monokuma might come and punish me. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Okay, I do need to look in here. Carpet is stained. Tornado! Look at that hair! Huh, this poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Anything else I could look at? Is this the actual pool entrance? I don't think we ever went into the pool even once. No, I think we did go once. Actually, I don't remember. You know what? This is new. I haven't seen this, I don't think. Legit laughing so hard I added some mods to the NC5. One of them is showing a bit more of the mod. What's the mod? Can you say without spoiling? There's a lifeguard station. Oh, you get to move around in this place? What? It's actually 3D? That's crazy. Okay. Am I gonna go into the locker? Maybe there's some kind of clue in the lockers. Guess not. Well, I found money. That's something. I've only got 46 bucks left. I was so rich earlier. I guess I did buy like a freaking butt ton of... Oh my god, look at the windows. A butt ton of gifts. Let's go this way. God, there's so many windows in here. You love alcohol? Isopropyl alcohol to be precise. Just so good cleaning electrical stuff. Came my laptop an hour ago. How'd that go? Alcohol is quite useful. It's a good disinfectant, but it stings like heck. It's been a while since I've seen the ending of Code Rain. I don't want to like spoil it because it's a good game and it's probably a bunch of people who haven't played it. But there are in that game there's a lore, like in-world lore explanation of why the blood is pink. Like they actually justify it. And when I played that game, that led me to believe that that game was a prequel for these. Because in these games you have pink blood and they never explain it. But anyway. Let's leave the boys' lockers room. The model sheet of my main character is here. The model sheet? What does it look like? It went pretty well. I had to clean my laptop keyboard. It became less responsive due to all those dirt, buff, and hair somehow. How long had it been since you last cleaned it? Or had you not cleaned it since you gotten it? There's so much to look at, and there's so many people to talk to.
Damn.
Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul.
No forgiveness!
To target such a helpless being, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Me neither, man. She was my favorite character. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood, just like in all those other Genocide Jack cases. At every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. Talk to the camera. Mastermind must have been watching. Chihiro was killed. They know what's happened, and they're still forcing us to go through with this. What animals? I could feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body. It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like a kind of place you'd find something like this. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little bit more about the locker rooms. Yeah, that is strange. You would expect those to be in the opposite rooms. The locker room posters. On Discord. Nice! I don't have my phone with me right now, Susie, so I'll check it afterwards. Sorry about that. Switch into the keys because of how fragile they are. Keys not very strong. Especially there's numbers put upside down. I know, right? Let's see if someone wrote someone's name in blood this time. They wrote bloodlust. Maybe that could be some numbers we could flip upside down. Now my D key is working perfectly. I can strafe! What games are you strafing in? There's a big bloodstain on the dumbbell on the floor. The Monokuma file said the fatal injury was caused by a blow to the head. This dumbbell is to be the murder weapon. Hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However...
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
Well...
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But... You've got me all curious
so
now.
then...
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
Goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Chihiro's e-handbook. I miss her sweet, innocent face already. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury is the blow, or was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, there's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. My vocab classes. Ooh. Also known as Valorant. Well, how is that a vocab class game? What does that mean? It's her. It's Chihiro. Maybe there was Asian accent. Lesbian. Maybe there was lesbian? But don't you think that would still be kind of weird to put the posters like that to cater to one potential lesbian while, you know, the other girls were presumably straight? I don't know, it just don't add up. There's like, what, there's like 7 or 8 girls in this game? They can't all be lesbians. Is there new and colorful words? Oh, that kind of vocab class. For some reason I thought you meant like typing vocabulary words. I see, I see. You must have a thick skin to be able to endure those vocab classes every day. What does this all mean? Status of the dead body. Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at Genocide Jack case one more time. Oh my god, it's a wild freaking goose chase in here. I gotta go talk to Celeste, I gotta go to the library. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? Oh, I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that in more than once. Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here. But did you really need to get... We read all this already. We already said all this. Okay, that's not new information. I believe this leads to the same pool, does it not? It would make sense. Oh, okay, we don't need to go there. Alright then. Let's go talk to Celeste first, then we will look for... Wait, there's still more in here? What? Oh my god. Skull crest. Flotation device. The Gatling gun. You got FNAF? The first one? Good luck. That game's scary, man. That game's scary. I know, man. Mute button is right there. Cyberbullying is kind of stupid. You know, fair enough. But some people's pride won't let them just ignore what's being told to them. You know what I mean? Some people have to fight back. It's against their, It's not, you know, they don't have a choice. Da 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 da. Yes, yes, I know. I'm trying to... So there's nothing in here as far as I can say. I missed something in one of the dorms. I mean, the locker rooms. What could I have missed? Maybe now I can talk to... What's her name? Ogami? Again? You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura? Oh, Sakura. Sakura Ogami. I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys and girls locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, but it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain there to begin with. Disappearing stain. I know where the stain is. The game got too creepy. I understand, man. That game is scary. I mean, you can always play the long-term game. It might include making a new account, catfishing them, asking them to meet up, set up a date from Grindr for him. That's all just hypothetical for legal reasons, not from experience at all. But tell me, what's the end goal of this catfishing plan? What would happen after the date was set up? Actually, you know what? For more legal purposes, let's not mention anything too crazy, like, I don't know, shanking people. There's a strange stain on the carpet. Okay, that didn't help me out. So I think now I should be good to go. It ends there. Okay. Well, y'all live happily ever after. You make amends with your quote-unquote bully. You realize you guys aren't so different after all, and you form a very happy relationship. I need to go to the warehouse. Where is the warehouse? Archive? Library. Okay, this is where we just were. There she is. Of course, of course. We always have happy endings in real life, right? Hi, Celeste. Celeste, what are you doing here? I knew she was here! Fumi told me! This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then you did find something? Very well, I will tell you, and only you. Why me?
Actually,
Last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
indeed.
This was right before nighttime. Chihiro!
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What?
Hmm.
How did you know?
She's a mind reader.
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well,
Excuse
I'd
me.
better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Yeah, who doesn't like happy endings? Everyone loves happy endings. Happy endings might differ person to person, though. You know what? That's a good point I didn't think about before. One person's happy ending might be another person's, like, tragic backstory. It's Celeste. You think Celeste is the moiterer? Well, let's see. We'll find out eventually. If we're good at our job. She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Alright, Celeste's account. Let's leave. Let's go to the library. Library. What have you been up to? Me? Nothing much. Just, you know, work, streaming when I can. It's become, like, increasingly difficult for me to, like, put aside time to stream just because work, for me personally, is demanding. But I do enjoy like unwinding and talking to you guys when I get the chance. Just with the usual stuff, sending specific reels to your friend to manipulate their feed without them realizing it, and even if they do, it'll be too late. Oh, the hypothetical or not. Is there a purpose? Are you just take joy in messing with them, or do you want them to like go down a specific rabbit hole? That way you have more in common to talk about. I know T-Launcher. That sounds familiar, but I don't know exactly what it is. Can you remind me? Huh? The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. Last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Library desk lamp. I knew it. I knew it had something to do with the lamp. Byakuya, are you in here? It's... You have them going down a rabbit hole. So you can bully them later on, or all according to your plan. Are you the cyberbully that someone's gonna catfish you into falling in love with them? In your scenario? Why would you bully people about a rabbit hole that they're viewing? It's a Minecraft port? Oh, for T-Launcher? Okay. What does it do? The desk lamp. Byakuya grabbed that one thing from over there and put it over here. It sure is dark over there. Where was the box that the extension cord was in? I think it was this box right here. The wooden box is empty. The extension cord was in here before. It's gone. Who knows where it could have gone? There's still more I need to check. What more do I need to check in here? Oh, that's right. He wanted to see the Genocide Jack file one more time. My bad. I think the file was back here. I want to get a look at Genocide Jack's case file. It was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone! Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that, I can't think of anyone but Byakuya! Alright, it's time to confront Byakuya! Nah, all that you need to know is I was known as Amy12 during 2020 times. Oh no, true catfishing techniques. It plays all the versions of Minecraft and mods. Doesn't that mean it has to be updated constantly? Because that game is constantly getting new mods. Used to fish for cats. That sounds a little dangerous. Like, what if someone gets upset with you? Can't they retaliate? I would be too afraid to ever do something like that. Where's Byakuya? I could talk to... Hina. Wait, did I go everywhere? What? He's nowhere? Or maybe I didn't see the whole map. Well, I haven't talked to Hina yet. I guess I'll go there. Wow, wow. Nah, enough lore drop about me for today, Winky Face. Thank you. Thanks for the lore. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before, she won't come out and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimming and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating?
Huh?
A donut, of course. Of course? There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Look at her face. Why do you think... What? Outer space and donuts? That's not related at all. She looks like a freaking chipmunk. It's her. Susie, you just suspect every single person you meet. It can only be one killer, I think. Or maybe two. Dargan Slargan and his adventures. There could be a series about you. There sure could. You have such an interesting catfishing life. You should write your story into a manga. That'd be great. Really? I bet your hero would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Oh, I should have tried to spend more time with her. I'm glad I spent time with her. Someone had let me know that she had a good skill, so we got that skill. Kind of think of it. Who did she spend time with? Oh no, she spent time with me! Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Oh no. Chihiro could have been the lesbian we were talking about. She might have been shy to be around other women. Maybe she's just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Oh, hold on. Wait, maybe Chihiro was actually a player. It's hard to be a detective. I know. You just want to suspect everyone. I don't do that anymore. It became a little boring. Do you have a new... I mean, I know you said that's enough lore drops. You don't have to tell me. But do you have a new way to entertain yourself nowadays? Again, you don't have to say it. You can save some lore for later. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh wait, maybe. Excuse me. Maybe she... Oh my god, I can't... My throat is... My voice... I'm losing my voice. Pardon me. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover. The law says that? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Aoi's account. It's my vocab classes. Oh, that's right, your vocab classes. Maybe she was into girls, you know? It's possible. We don't know. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. Will we? I don't know. Is it important to the case? If it can help us find the killer.
So, I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in?
Getting tired, huh?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The class trial. You remember where to meet, right?
Let's find who the killer
Please
is.
go through the red door
And
on the
punish
first
them.
floor of the school.
Oh, the red duck.
See you soon.
See ya, Mono. Begin the class trial, or it's about to begin. What? Why did I say that? What? The red door is right through here. Let's go! Off for my classes. Have fun. Thank you, Dragon Slayer. You have fun too. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Take care. Ahem. So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Do I gotta talk to every single one, or can we just go in? I guess we're going in. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. He is such a freaking poet. Just burned the teddy? All I need is some deodorant and a lighter. So the funny thing is, We actually, one of the characters fought the teddy bear earlier in the game. They were like stomping on them, trying to, I guess, destroy them. And the teddy bear did not like that. And the teddy bear committed unalive to someone, and they are no longer with us. So we all learned from that day forward to not physically assault the teddy bear because bad things happen. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. It was brutal. It was so sudden. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're rip ready to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well?
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. The class trial. So the curtain opened up once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. He's so dramatic. Bop, bop, bop. Can I equip my new skill? Yes. What skill did Chihiro give me? Now that new information has been gleaned, I feel like that the idea is not very clever. If we could somehow do it like sneakily, increases damage to the opponent, same as destroyed. Without him, you know, catching on to us, that could be good. Increase the speed of memorizing a statement. Effective during the non-stop debate. I don't know what that means. Memorizing a statement? The non-stop debate. I'll equip it. I don't know what that means, but I'll equip it. Not the bear. Don't you think that the bear killed their own friend just to entertain himself? I don't know. Last time it was one of us that killed someone. I mean, I think the bear definitely would kill people and blame them, but last time it turned out it was someone else, so I can't say for sure that it's not a real person this time. Let's finish preparations. We just investigated, I think. Class trial. All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will
His hair.
determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then
We
I'll
went through this
punish
last time.
everyone besides the blackened. Okay,
Right.
then.
So if we guess
first
the wrong
off,
murderer, we all die instead, and the murderer gets to go free. But if we find the murderer dies, and we all live.
let's talk about the murder weapon.
Murder weapon! First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. We all know it was the dumbbell. Or, I guess it was likely the dumbbell. Locker room dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Uh-huh. What are the controls again? Oh, press X to fire the truth bullet. Okay. Alright.
It appears it was a head wound.
Yes.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Could have been a dumbbell.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong! Bow, 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 bow,
Can we
bow,
agree
bow.
that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Is Teddy good, bad, or somewhere in between? It is most certainly bad. The teddy bear, or whoever's controlling it, kidnapped all of us, is forcing us to live in this school, and will only let us leave if we kill someone and get away with it. And on top of that, the teddy bear has given us multiple motives to kill each other because they were bored that we weren't killing each other. So they've given us motives to start killing. The first motive was they showed us a video of something horrible happening to our families. And then the other motive was they threatened to reveal one embarrassing secret of us to the whole world. Our embarrassing secret was that we wet the bed until we were 5 or something like that. So we didn't kill, but maybe someone had a worse secret. You're back after moderating. Hello, what'd you miss? We got a bunch of clues, and now we're doing the class trial. We're trying to find out who killed our dear friend Chihiro.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Okay.
looked at her head wound?
She had to.
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Lifting the dumbbells is gonna be hard. You know what? You bring up a good point. To be able to lift the dumbbell and swing it with enough force to kill someone, you would probably have to be kind of strong. So I guess we can narrow down, maybe take off the weaker characters in this.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to nonstop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Lines of white noise appear to disrupt your reactions. Truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines. Think of them as obstacles. There's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. Have you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, time limit will decrease. Okay. Your action goes like they want us to believe it's the buff person, the coffee protein person. Yeah, Sakura, that one right there on the left. I conclude that it's not that person. Ooh, you're using like reverse psychology to narrow it down. Okay. Let's see where this goes. Which case you forget about the silencer. Right. Good luck, have fun. Yup, have fun debating murderers. Genocide Jack case file. Okay.
The culprit is Genocide
Oops!
Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
That's impossible!
Oh, you get time for
Why?
shooting these.
What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on!
What?
There's just no proof for it.
Well, that's not technically true.
No, it's wrong.
We do have proof. Break! I'm about to break.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Thanks, Byakuya.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Booblust.
No.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
Close, but no cigar.
But more important is the other characteristic.
Boob
And
lust.
it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other aspect of the case that the world doesn't know, it's the fact of how the victim is positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
But there was something different about the scene from the one in the database. It's like they want us to believe it. That's right. Yeah, you're talking about the database, the book, right? Of the pictures?
Other than
It
the
was
killer,
slightly different.
The only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
What's gonna happen?
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
A similar way.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Dun dun dun! Now someone needs to say objection! There's something different. Didn't look at it closely. It's similar, but not the exact same way.
Fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack
Well, let's see if we can
is
find
one of us?
the difference.
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Toko! What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
How do you know that? You're gonna need to give us proof, mister. You lie! It's in fact not the real Genocide Jack. It's not Toko.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec.
Why do you think it's Toko, Mr. Byakuya?
Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever. remember?
Bloodophobia.
What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
That's a good point.
Is Toko
Or she could be
Genocide
faking
Jack?
it.
The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
Another riddle.
Why is this gotta be so complicated?
I think it's the anti-gravity hair girl. The anti-gravity hair girl? Is that supposed to be Aoi Hina, the swimmer? It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Talking about the girl with brown hair? Yeah, okay, the red jacket girl. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Hangman's Gambit. I don't know what this could be. What? I don't know. Let's try it. And if we get them wrong, we get them wrong. Something... Oh! She's schizo. That's the word. Darn it.
Now I understand.
Now I got it!
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
Split personality. Yeah, Aoi Asahina, the red jacket girl.
I think I read that somewhere in the file too.
Hi Linessa, what's up? How you doing today? Hello, hello, hello.
They thought that the suspect
Welcome.
might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Thanks, Leonessa. That changes everything. A new layer has been added.
Acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Split personality adds a whole new layer. Hey, that's what I said. You're right, it does. It does kind of add a new layer because now it's like what's intentional and what's not. The one thing that shows Toko could have split personality has to do with her behavior. It changed. It very drastically and obviously
You're
changed.
talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Look at Celeste's face. I'm fine, I'm fine. We share the same one brain cell. You gonna love the next part? Are you talking to me? I already hate the fact that Chihiro's the one that died. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back. A top ending. Can I just voice it like the Joker? A top ending and a bottom. A sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. I don't know what voice I'm gonna give her.
Acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Everyone has the right to call out someone else's tone melancholy. It's not a big deal.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
It sounds like you're sweating, girl.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. Oh, well, she pretty much admitted it. I'll drive out the killer, to drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Dang. What a life to live.
Yeah. How can you know all
all this?
Look at her hair. It's really defying gravity now. It's all spiked up.
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Byakuya's so fine. He do got that, like, rich boy, handsome look.
Last night,
the glasses are a nice touch.
Before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
I think they want us to believe it's Toko, or believe it's her alternate personality, Genocide Jack.
She told me a most interesting story.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We just let the case unfold.
She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
Okay.
And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
He lied.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You can't believe Byakuya lied, really? He's like one of the most nefarious ones here. Can't say anything. I already know what's gonna happen.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story.
Dang.
I didn't ask you to.
That's harsh, bro.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
I guess fair is fair. But it's still harsh.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I don't believe it's Toko. We're gonna see, is this one big misdirect? I couldn't keep our promise, but don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oh, so she likes.
That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing. Could you?
I tried.
Toko's being framed.
I tried to control it, but...
I don't know, man. She seems
But your efforts
pretty
were
stressed out.
useless. What a disappointment.
What a disappointment. She's not like denying anything. She's just like, how could you say that?
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person?
I like the way she holds her hair.
You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... she fell onto her back? Crazy. Her eyes!
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Is it me you were hoping to see? Okay, I guess that's the type of voice she has. Look at her
What the heck?
freaking tongue.
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
It's Jill. Genocide Jill. That does fit better.
What the fuck is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
That fault is a bit too much to turn a blind eye to. That's everyone's for a baddie? I like her minus the tongue. You like her crazy eyes? You knew it was her. Susie, you were so right. Well, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. There's still mysteries we need to solve regarding the case. Look at her freaking teeth. That is scary.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
Sound and murderous soul. Hi, DJ. She's laughing maniacally because she killed someone or something? Is that Peter
This
Griffin?
one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, human.
You know what? She reminds me of Venom. The fact that her tongue is always out.
Just like how
So I
every
like
inning
her.
has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
A little white lie.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Split personality. Usually a defensive mechanism. Well, I think in this case, her more tame and timid self was the defense mechanism against her murderous self. I come back to this. Is that Broly? You were talking about Sakura? Yeah, she's buff as heck. How can she lift a dumbbell? She is probably one of the most frail ones here, so I'll give you that. What are these characters? They have to make them... They have to make them as distinct as possible, because there's 15 of them. Did she sneeze? Not to my knowledge. She fell back with a thud and then jumped back up. This is the Murderous Fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Oh, look, isn't she cute? We're forgetting the dumbbell. We'll get to that part. Turn this guide us. Don't falter. Keep your mind clear. Clear mind. Clear mind.
The mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
That sounds like a confession to me.
Just kidding!
Oh, never mind. God dang it. Yeah, so cute, of course.
It's not true? Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Creepazoid.
And another
Creepazoid.
thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
No correlation, but thank you for bringing that up.
I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Buck wild.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
Alright, you Belle.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
How poetic. I'm telling you, it's not Tutu. Who names their child Genocide? Well, she named herself that. Her real name is Toko something, but when she comes out to play, she calls herself Genocide Jill, I guess. Well, actually, she's not the one that named herself. That was the nickname because she's a serial killer. No one knew who their real name was.
Just kidding again!
Jesus.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
Yeah, they're in court. It's because someone got murdered, and we're trying to figure out who did it. This is why she's the writing prodigy? Oh my god, it all makes sense.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
She's a pro liar.
A motive?
A motive.
Remember what Monokuma told us?
So that still has the same
if
face.
someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
Oh.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
That's fair.
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Well, the fact that she's saying it's interesting makes me not think it's her either. Poor Cheerio. Poor Cheetos. You guys are disrespecting a corpse right now. She's dead. I do laughs like that nearly daily. My friends are insane. You sounds like you guys have a fun life.
Sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
Well, she's denying it now.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
She is psychotic, so she would probably, you know, be tempted to tell the truth all the time just because she doesn't care what people think about her.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe. Oops! That was a mistake, sorry. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. Bum 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 bum. Hope that one was in the child. What, the murderer? They're all high schoolers. That's the dead body. Then planning to Aoi being the killer. Alright, so you still...
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
Status of the dead body.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
It doesn't
What
match.
more proof
Oh!
do we need?
That was too quick! It didn't match completely. Frick, I missed it.
Give it up. You killed her.
Ah, yeah. Yes, I know. I just missed.
Sorry, but I didn't
Isn't there a
kill
way to...
anyone.
Isn't there a way to fast forward?
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Sorry.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident,
Alright, it's coming up.
the modus operandi...
No, it's wrong.
It's wrong!
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
Epic miss. I missed like by one hair. Googity goo. There is. I don't know which button. There's one to slow it down to aim properly. Yes. I remember that one. I remember the slow down button. I just don't remember the speed up button.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Objection!
Oh, you don't know?
Exactly.
Well then, human garbage, let me tell you.
She has a great voice. Way less annoying than when
Passion and conviction.
she's all like shy. I was right about the scene being different.
I
The
consider
scene of the
myself
crime.
a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
There were no skizors. Oh my god, you're right.
But what happened to Chihiro?
The skizors.
It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Okay.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
Your Honor, Venby literally doesn't own a weapon. My hands are my weapons. No, I'm just kidding.
There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
I wasn't making fun of the way you spelled scissors, Dragon Slayer. I just like saying skizor. There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and stomach. You'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury.
Got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
I know the Lord's why the blood is pink. It's because they drank pink dye pretty much all their lives is when it made the blood look pink. Chef Boyardee mentioned raviolis, anybody? That would be disgusting, drinking pink dye every day.
Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
They were stabbed.
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
A pair of skizors.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
With a blunt weapon.
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
What in the library arena is that? It was what? Raviolis? You got it, Dragon Slayer. You got it!
And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
What happened to the guy? Which guy? What are you talking about, Willis?
In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Thank you for that analogy.
Please stop comparing killing people to cooking.
The dead body, what happened to him? Oh, he got stabbed and hung up like a crucifix. Mary Kid used to babysit. Used to hate when I said skizors. Really? But it's such a fun word to say.
So, are you saying that the difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Why does he look like that? I couldn't tell you, buddy. I could not tell you. That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos in the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed to their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference.
I got it!
She was suspended with an extension cord.
What the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
The Skeezors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Huh? They clean it up. Just be like, they aren't Skeezors. It was the lamplighter. Shiver me timbers.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
Are you proud of that?
Like I said, I'm a
I guess she is.
professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Fair, I guess.
And you know what else?
And
Big Mac said there's two different but he's wrong.
Big Mac.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Why am I Big Mac?
Listen up,
Oh,
Big
Makoto.
Mac. There's
Gotcha.
actually one more difference.
Huh?
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
Pattern?
Called you a snack. He's scrawny. He is pretty scrawny. He has big hair. Maybe that's what she's referring to. McDonald's reference. Talking about the
Figured
fat
it
guy.
out, and it'll
That'd be so
explain
rude.
why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Little lolly girl. Hold on. He was talking about the fat guy. This time it was female. Are you saying that Genocide Jail only kills dudes? There's a pattern surrounding Genocide Jack victims. Chihiro didn't fit it? You look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is, I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl!
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all men. Ken Harada, Tetsuhiro Honda, Shoji Gaku, Kano Ise, Takeshi. See, we wouldn't know this as American viewers because, or players, because these names, I can't tell which of these names are masculine and feminine. But if I was Japanese, I would be able to tell. Excuse me.
They were
I don't know what's wrong with me. There's something in my throat.
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
Little men, huh?
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
Embarrassed.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You know what? She is becoming one of my favorite baddies, Lena, so you're right.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it!
Boy on boy.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
I don't know what that means. Anybody know what fan madam means? Silliness is too high, but it's fun! You tell they're all guys. And then she says, while 2 of her victims were 30. That is crazy. I don't know what that means. I don't speak free to boil gun eagle. Caw, caw!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Your analogies are spot on, but very inappropriate.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly cur!
Lowly, cur.
That frazzled him.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
Well, that's only if people knew who you were. Now I'm hungry. Just give it up, Toga. You ain't it. Toga? Toko? Wait, what? Wait, which one's Toga?
That does make
Or is that
some
Byakuya?
amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you use
used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors!
Does the whole world envy your scissors?
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Uh-oh, she could refute. So this is what I was thinking too. I was like, well, yeah, she usually kills with scissors, but what if she couldn't find any in the school? Or what if she didn't have hers? But if she can refute that, then she's pretty much, like, proven to not be the murderer. Or does not watch anime. Who, me? The chatty one. There are books about her. Even Byakuya knew about her. Wink, wink. What happened to Margot? She's a little bit... she's having a sugar rush. I've heard any yaps about anime. That's how I know anything. Can you put your tongue back? She's just airing it out, that's all. She's just getting a taste of the air. Oh, snap! Well, she's got her scissors. Alright, you know what? I think it was not her.
She's fully equipped.
She's got 4.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
She's doing a JoJo pose. See, I do watch anime.
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty
Just kidding.
scissors by my side?
I know the memes, or I've heard of the memes.
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you!
Gutter dogs.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. The rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Gru, get your daughter. Your insane, psychotic, serial murderer daughter. From the start, it's not her. It's not her. What's a gutter dog? It's gotta be some kind of insult, I'm sure.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. There is one person. The person who freaking told us about the cases in the first place.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it?
The gutter dog. He was a villain. It's Aoi. Not sure if it's not Jill. That makes no sense.
You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents.
I guess we're gonna find
or
out.
Internal police records.
But it is a crazy case.
Plus,
I'll admit that.
already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Don't think it's Byakuya either. Who else could it be? If not him.
Are you saying Mr.
Oh, Toga.
Kogami
That's
said-
Togami. Gotcha. Byakuya. Okay. I don't memorize their names.
Then the reason pushed the theory of
So that doesn't have a last name.
being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all.
Adorable glasses, man.
I'm on fire!
Bye, Joshua. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. They have Vile in their name. Who does? Look at her face.
Byakuya, what's your response?
Last name is Ludimborg. Oh yeah, they mentioned Luden something, but it's not written. That's weird.
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
She's enjoying
Then
it.
I must ask.
She's having a blast.
When would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But the body hadn't been discovered yet, which means in order to know about the body, you either had to have killed her or seen her and not told anyone.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
Bly asked. Becca has a sad backstory that explains why he enjoys quote-unquote the killing game. I thought he was just bored.
Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I have to make it clear to everyone. Yeah, tell me what the new thing is. Truth flashback. You aim at a weak spot, hold down the X button. You'll memorize that weak spot. Oh, this is what the algorithm was for. You'll memorize the weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change truth bullet, it'll disappear from your truth cylinder. You can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction, you load the truth bullets. Might be wise to memorize different weak spot. Use that to make your case. Best time flashback, you'll have to use your keen wits. Darn it! It's getting more complicated. I was gone for a bit. Hello. Can we kill the fat thing? You're talking about Hifumi? Why? What did I miss? We're all accusing Byakuya because he knew that the person who was murdered was a girl, but the body discovery announcement had not been made yet. So either he had to have killed her or he saw her and didn't tell anyone. You just free time events. Can explain it for you, or you don't want to hear it. Free time events. Wait, what? Don't think it's him. In this case, I'll say if you don't use flashback, you won't refute anything. Good luck. Okay. Well, they gave me a hint then. Let's see how we can use their own argument against them. Monokuma file number 2.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Uh-huh.
But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with
God dang
the
it.
opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you
Her
absolutely
face.
take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
Bang.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you.
All right, I think I might know what I need to grab. Yeah.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity
Oh, I found the
to
speed up
check
button.
out, that's
I found it.
unnatural
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check
The girls. There was no time for. What's so strange? You wish you'd taken me with you.
I wish you took me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Frick! I did it backwards, I guess. Don't scare me like that. I'm sorry.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird
Whoops.
before we found the body.
Whoops!
But he was acting weird. If you're presented with the opportunity to check, that's a natural reaction.
The victim.
The victim was Chihiro. The victim wasn't Chihiro, I guess. Is that what I'm saying? I'm so confused.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Oh, if I do his free time events, I'll get his backstory? Yeah, I could do that. Will he give me a helpful skill? And we're going to mention the switch posters. That almost certainly has to come up at some point. Possible the signs in the locker room were switched? Bait her into there, or something like that? I'll tell you what's so strange about
Because
that. We'll
until
see.
we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Exactly. The pancakes are gone? What pancakes?
So
Who
your
made
claim that you
pancakes?
went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Their faces always get me. They're so ridiculous.
Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak. Huh?
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
There are the skills. Also don't know what you consider helpful, so I don't know. Okay. Well, I'll try it. If you guys want me to talk to Byakuya, I can do that. What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is, I think.
She looks flabbergasted, I know.
There is more to it.
She
Think
can't
about it.
believe what's going on.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
Uh-huh.
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
She's not answering. The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Library desk lamp. Okay.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors.
Right.
And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
Arrange the body. Okay.
Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It
More or
absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
There was.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
What about from the desk lamp?
No, it's wrong.
He's wrong.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Rope, if that is your real name.
What? An extension cord?
An extension cord.
You've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time
Uh-huh.
went missing after the murder.
Dun dun dun! Byakuya knew about the cases? Think he would have been first to notice all the victims were men. Instead of no, that's wrong, it should be I call BS! That would make it more dynamic and interesting.
No way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
And wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Well, that doesn't make sense. Because he couldn't have gotten into the girls' locker room. He's doing it again! He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
Doesn't make sense. Why would someone use the object they use daily to commit a crime? I was trying to frame someone else. Oh, I see what you're saying. You not use the extension cord, use something else?
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Shut up.
It's a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but can we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
We've got to deliberate. Is that what it's called?
We've already decided who did it.
We haven't decided how or why or when
Still.
or when.
There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you?
Pray tell.
I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
I would use the board if I was trying to frame Byakuya. Dun dun dun! That's a good point. Well, the problem with that is only Byakuya would have known to imitate Genocide Jack. So that's the only flaw in that argument. Imagine trying to frame two people at once. Those are like, you know, high IQ plays. Maybe there is someone else who knew. Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Jiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. The scene of the crime.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointment, this is a true letdown.
How is that so disappointing? Yeah, well, what if the person knew that Byakuya knew about the Jill? They framed him as a layer. It would have to be someone who had access to the files he was so protective of.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
He said that the fact that Genocide Jack hung the bodies was never made public. Only high-ranking officials and people who had access to those files knew that.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The whole scene? So the next layer would be Byakuya to be framed. Posters are gonna come up. Posters are coming up! Not having fun anymore. Look what you did, Naegi! You disappointed him.
Rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
I do believe I do, my dear Watson. Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
We've got proof. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. It was the posters that we kept talking about. Yes, this one.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Where they just switched the signs? I'll tell you all about the posters. Well, I think the doors were color-coded for the locker rooms, so I don't think it's possible that the murderer could have switched the doors. Or the signs.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
I've been telling you all since the very beginning. Well, to be fair, the characters can't hear us.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Because they were lesbians.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Thanks, Jill.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
Tornado!
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
The bloodstain is super specific. Imagine painting the entire wall to change it. Why the emphasis is the big boot part? Because he had to make it clear that something like that is usually found in a guy's locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
Maybe the mysterious stain on the carpet?
My protein coffee, aren't you? Protein coffee? While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved to the other room.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
Dun dun dun!
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
I guess he took a picture of his phone or something.
Does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To sow confusion!
The murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood
that is confusing as heck.
Carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
That's too much work. It's gonna take time to switch everything. Yeah. Well, they said she was killed like in the middle of the night, right? So I guess they had until everybody woke up to switch everything.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that? why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
Is replacing carpet hard? It's like, it was like a floor mat. It was like a carpet floor mat. It wasn't actually like attached to the ground. But yeah, they would have to move everything that's resting on top of it, like all the equipment, first, and then put it all back. Placing it perfectly, that would be difficult, yes. If I kill someone, I'm gonna make it this complicated. Please will be too lazy to see the whole way through. Real. That's like how you'd stop people in real life. Just appeal to their laziness.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh?
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? That means the person was strong enough to move all the equipment. Another proof that they're strong. I think that was a lie. Don't arrest me. I switched to Brave browser. How does it feel? Broken e-handbook.
I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
That's not possible.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
You know what? You bring up a good point, actually.
Sure, that would have been no problem for her.
But why would she do that?
Well, I don't think that's it.
Well, what's your argument?
She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook.
Was that the broken one? It was broken.
No, it's wrong.
That's wrong! It's very nice. Glad you like it, glad you like it.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Hello, Floor. Just reading a manga yesterday. I just learned it's on indefinite hiatus. Aw, man. What manga is it?
Why not?
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
But good try, though. I like your train of thought.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
I mean, it was a solid argument I brought. What else could he do?
Isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Nope.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Fair and I see. Doesn't that mean the anime is also gonna have to be in the hiatus until the manga comes back?
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Hello, I am. What's up? How you doing today?
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Ah. Really good manga. I liked it. Or I read it when it first started up, dropped it, just finished watching the anime, decided to finish the manga. Season 1's finishing 2 is in the works for January 2026. Ooh. Which might be the reason. Huh.
So
interesting.
She didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Well, there's definitely proof that the crime scenes were switched.
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Yes, so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Wait, we're not done yet. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya's the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
She opened her mouth before. Guy, she's a programmer, not God. Well, I mean, if you're skilled enough, you can make yourself seem like a god. No official reason for the hiatus, so there's only speculation.
There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Well, I hope it continues someday for your sake, Floor.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, Why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Ag.
I'd like you all to come see something.
Is that legal? Or like, are we allowed to do that?
Wait. Just what do you think they're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
She knows just how to play him like a fiddle.
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
A recess?
For real?
That's unprecedented. It left off on the worst cliffhanger? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Now,
Recess
what
time!
is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Excuse me. Cliffhanger should be illegal. Cliffhangers aren't so bad when you can get to the resolution quickly, but yeah, waiting for one sucks. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was the scene of the crime.
The girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
Yeah, Missy.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Take your time. I'll be here.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
Probably best you don't rub your hands over any dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
It's against my religion. I have to go on hiatus just as we got to the next fight art. We can witness power of the most strongest mage. The most powerful.
I'll do it.
Sakura, you're so brave.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
I agree.
So just leave this to me.
Sakura's tough. She can handle it.
Sakura.
She's probably the toughest of all of us.
Girl-on-girl action?
Secret.
You're about?
She's
Not
dead,
at all.
Jill.
Stop screwing around.
She's dead.
Okay, here I go.
Here I go.
Sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Huh? She's scared.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What happened to her body? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
This girl is a boy? What a statement.
So she is actually a she. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Thank you for confirming this fact.
What?
I knew he was going to scream after that.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Sakura's very serious.
Then... It's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Chihiro was a guy.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Why did you tell anybody? She was one of the cutest guys I ever met.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser?
A cross-dresser.
On fire! Somebody had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
I guess she kept her promise. She made it more interesting.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Back to the trial. With new evidence in hand.
Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
Everyone's all happy.
We've all
Yay,
just
class
learned
trial.
of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Alright. The thing that Chihiro was actually a guy. That thought had never even crossed my mind.
Because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
That's true.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
This is so confusing. It is. There's like 100 twists and turns in this case.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Through and through.
There should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
That's true. Excuse
really
me.
was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well,
At the very least.
I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Really?
This is the most titillating situation!
Is it?
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Except for who the frick did it.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Just like the bear said.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Why?
But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
That's before I knew all the facts, man.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
I don't know. Not all killers inspect the bodies they kill.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
For the time.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just
So you
happened
say.
to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Is that so? Hello, Linessa. I found out Shiro's a dude.
Are you fucking with
After
us right
all.
now?
No, I am not.
Are you screwing with
effing
us?
with you right now.
I'm not effing
I'm
with
telling
you.
The truth.
He doesn't curse, just like me.
I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to
Find it hard to
You're
believe.
free to be executed along with the rest of us.
Just like me, for real, for real. I'll give you 70%. You just barely pass.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now.
Were you bored?
Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
Way to go, Kyoko.
Because if we're wrong,
Thanks for having my back.
we'll all die here.
It's true, we need to be 100%
That's
certain.
true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Ants have minds, I think. Or maybe not. I'll explain his backstory now. Byakuya. Byakuya!
Anyway, let's discuss
Well, there might be
this all as a
spoilers in
group
there.
one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
I don't know how important it is to like the other games.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
All on the line.
Then shall we
All on
resume
the-
our game of hide and seek?
Hide and seek, huh? But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
If the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need the boys' handbook to get in. Since Neon's handbook was apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Not for the game in general, just know more about him, explain his actions. Just nothing in the free time events that exploits the game. Oh, okay. That's good. The less to count. Well, if you want to, you can go ahead and share. I don't mind.
Is there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Okay, I missed all those shots apparently.
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Celeste did.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all
It's
over.
over.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer.
And only the killer.
No, it's wrong.
Not necessarily.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Byakuya's family is weird. It's a weird rich family. It has very weird rich family traditions. Head of the family has multiple wives. They have multiple children. All the kids fight to become heir. They fight, like physically fight, like beat each other up.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Where are you going? I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry.
In a hurry. Obviously, Byakuya won, even though he was the youngest of all the kids. All the others are dead. Their mothers aren't in the Togami family. Only his mother remained in the family because he was the one that won.
But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Woohoo! What a marvelous friendship!
I forgot you were still psychotic.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
I can't even hazard a guess.
You already have what you need to make the connection.
Really? Technically, the only game Byakuya has ever played is a killing game. Obviously, he thinks killing games are normal. That's why he says it's a game of life or death so casually. Ah, you know what? That does make sense. I like her confident smile.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Do I?
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Oh, they have to be the one that's on trash duty, is that what you're
Focus on
saying?
the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
It's because we don't have them that we can figure it out.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
Killer is a dude. Every dude who talks to Joe, put your hand up.
The bag was just
Raise your hands
a
right
normal
now.
duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from.
Okay.
Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
I don't know.
Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket we took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. I agree. I don't see where the connection could be. But let's make our argument. Celeste's account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
We have no reason to think
So,
that.
what you're saying is the killer was wearing the same blue
No one said it was a blue tracksuit. No one said it was a blue tracksuit.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
She called it... I thought she called it green. Am I crazy? I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assumed he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Oh, dang! Mondo just confessed he screwed up big time. That's what Kyoko meant by finding something out by talking about it. That's crazy.
Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
That's so silly. After all the twists and turns of the case, the way the murderer reveals himself is by accidentally saying the color of the tracksuit. That's crazy.
Before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how
Oh,
do you know
no.
what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Mondo's hair was the blunt object.
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
Because it was disposed of, right?
The bag and clothes were
Yep.
surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
It would have been
Then
impossible.
the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry Big Mac? This girl does nothing but make food innuendos. Tucker's about to beat the crud out of Mondo. She really is.
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Ew, her tongue is like curling up. It's gonna tie itself in a knot.
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
Just happened to.
He
Huh?
walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
It was in the duffel bag. She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag.
That's right. He stuffed it in after she saw that it was hanging out. Everyone likes a girl foodie. He can't keep his big mouth closed. He should just plead the fifth.
If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
That's true. You're cornered, Mondo.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Twice, as a matter of fact.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That is too big brain for me to understand. He dug his own grave with his hair. He used his hair as a murder weapon, and then he dug his grave with it. Hello, Senko. We're in a class trial right now. We're trying to discover who murdered our dear friend, Chihiro. And I think we have our answer. I think it was Mondo.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
How so?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him. I don't know, the way he talked, I guess? I guess
There
not.
was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
I was wrong. We stand the ultimate detective, Benvy. Just kidding. This is confusing. Well, yeah, you're kind of just jumping in, but we've gone through like a whole process of going over all the evidence. This is what teaching is like. Sometimes, sometimes.
But you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
He did say dude, but dude is unisex, so I didn't really think anything of
And
it.
after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
Dude?
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
Oh, she's the frightful one.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
It's true.
Mondo, was it really you?
Dude can be either, can't it? Chick is for baby chickens, right? You're so right. Yeah, dude is unisex, but Mondo specifically called guys dudes and girls chicks.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
I mean, we're on trial here. We're all suspected of being criminals.
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
He did kill Cheetos, or maybe he didn't. He was just trying to protect Cheetos' identity. Let's everyone use I. What about the other letters, like X or V? They don't get to be used as often. Yeah, all letters were not created equal. Some words are made up of letters more often than other words are.
My time has nearly come.
That's right. Hifumi said he knew something that no one else knew, and he hasn't told us.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
What's the evidence, Hifumi?
What kind of evidence?
Share it with us.
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Tell us, gosh darn it.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
Still think it's Aoi? Was it me? It most certainly was not me.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
Someone's e-handbook?
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Whose is it? You got it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Chihiro's, I guess. Isn't it?
I got it!
Everyone else should have
You know
theirs.
Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Okay.
It must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Monokuma said it was
I
not busted.
imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
Oh, wait. We talked about it before. Maybe yours did you check? It's not mine. It's not mine.
They're not.
We did. We talked about temperature. We know who's been playing around with hot temperatures.
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Sure is.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Why'd they do that? Maybe the high which room they entered?
How precisely
Yeah, that's a good point.
did the handbooks get broken?
I know how. By hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
I sure do.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
There's only one thing it could be given who our suspect
But if
is.
the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
She's playing him again.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands.
Interesting.
But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I knew it had to be temperature related, either too hot or too cold. Who's broke their handbook first is the culprit. Someone else already copied it. When you have time to see the model sheets. Thanks, Susie. How did I guess it? Because he said there was a weakness, but it was like shockproof and you couldn't break it by beating it. So if there's any other way to destroy electronics that doesn't involve beating them, it has to do with changing their temperature. And we had some characters that were exposed to high temperatures very recently in the last chapter.
You knew it?
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Dun dun dun.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
Also magnets. That's a good point. Magnets is another good one. That's another way to destroy electronics.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
That's scary.
That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around.
Ah, educational. I didn't know that.
So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Thanks, Monokuma.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Me too, man.
Trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Trial and error.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness?
Gravity, animals,
and it
fuses?
broke?
Lots of things that can break electronics.
They'd realize it
true.
was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
But not all those things are available here in the school.
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I know
I might know someone who did.
And we have a witness.
Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Mondo! Had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was... Mondo! Wherever the heck he is.
Here's my answer.
Here's my answer.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
Dun dun. Dun!
Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
I remember. I used it as my thumbnail for my last stream.
Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Next suspect is Taka. I feel bad because Taka's just trying to defend his bro.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Bow, 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 bow. Chihiro's e-handbook, card reader, broken e-handbook.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
What
In
proves
other
it?
words,
I don't know
if
yet,
Mondo's handbook
actually.
is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
I mean, can you prove it to us? I missed. Even in slow down motion, I missed.
Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test if what he says is you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn...
I hit the wrong thing. It's wrong! That's only the person who can figure out why it broke, because he was with Mondo.
The handbook you have right now.
Yeah, but but Taka didn't have his handbook because he took his clothes off. I'm trying to defend Mondo, maybe because he will be the next suspect. Honestly, I think it's just because he formed a bromance with him and he doesn't want to believe that he would kill. But you could be right.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
Oh, and he took Leon's, because Leon's wouldn't break, is what Monokuma said.
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works.
Leon's.
I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
You're correct.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
We already talked about this.
Here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, anything. It just makes things more interesting.
No worries, huh?
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Thanks, Monokuma.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
Ah.
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
We have proof.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
One
That way,
more
everything will
time.
become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Let's see. Time to finalize the case. Closing argument. Chihiro put the thing to the duffel bag. Celeste saw. Chihiro stuffed it in, said goodbye. I suppose he used his handbook card reader. No, wait. This one would probably go here. This one would go here. He arrived. They said hi. He walked in. The culprit grabbed the thing, splatted him across the head. I don't... What? I don't know which one would go there. Unless this one goes here? And what would go here? Maybe walking in? No. He walked in already. What is this area? I'm so confused. You've only proven that he has lied. Oh yeah, he's trying to lie about murdering. I'm heading out so I can end my cutscenes. Goodbye, Skyback. Thanks for watching. I have a lot of time for this puzzle. Oh yeah, I sure do, because you gotta figure out everything that's happening. Alright, we'll come back to that one. So he rolled up the thing, he moved everything. Oh, okay, it could be that the blood got splattered on the, yeah, that could be what it is. That's probably what it was. The blood got splattered on the poster. Here he would have taken the poster. Took the body. I don't know what this is. Maybe left this here? Went to the girls' locker room. Put him down. Swapped everything. Byakuya came in. Defiled the body really disgustingly. Actually, maybe... this is a little bit harder than the last one. Let's see. Okay, so I guess he wrote Bloodlust. No, he wrote Bloodlust here. So before that... he took the cord, I guess. Then... we took the card reader, threw it in, and closed the door? Question mark? I don't know. Let's see. What is this one? Can I read what they are? Let's see.
Killer is you! First, let's take a look back to the...
I don't know if I did it right or wrong. Let's see.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Chihiro's still so cute. What happens if I get it wrong? I don't know. It's never happened before. We'll find out.
Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Oh, I did get one wrong. Okay. Need to rearrange the events. Okay. That's what happens. It just stops. That's the one that would go there. Use the card to get in. They say hi. What would be next? I don't know what this thing is. That would make sense to go next, I think. Let's splatter, drop the dumbbell. Take that. But you know what? Let's get rid of this one. Here we say we go into the girls' locker room. And let's say we place the thing there. The poster. Place the poster, set her down, and then it's all good. Then Miyako comes in with the rope, ties her up, writes her name in blood, or the bloodlust. He throws the thing and closes the door, I guess.
Exactly
Alright,
what happened.
let's try. Okay, we start off where we left off, so that's good.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
Yeah, it's reading right to left, Japanese style.
But how could the victim, who is apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
What? Which one goes there? Do I just switch them? Is it the card reader there and then Chihiro walks in?
The killer
God
is
dang it.
you!
You think you know it? I don't know it.
But how could the victim?
Okay, that one's correct. Thank God.
Simple, because she was really a he.
Okay.
Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Makes sense. Alright, we're doing good. So far, doing good.
The killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
and moided him.
And attacked him.
Poor Chihiro.
And
Plip
that's
splat.
where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
They had taken it from the front.
This alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a
Or the
girl.
main hall.
After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks have been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Yukio.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Crime scene switch.
That could have been the end of things, but no.
Byakuya made it complicated
Byakuya
for no
discovered the
reason.
body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
That's so cruel.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
That's messed up, yo.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted
For
to
kicks,
create
I
the
imagine.
illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
So for the last one, we know he throws the handbook into the sauna. Is this the sauna? That's probably this one. And then he has to close the door, right? There's nothing else it could be, I think.
Here's exactly what happened.
How'd he get in that room if the other person had the key to it?
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade,
well, there's two explanations, two possible explanations. One is that Byakuya took the other e-handbook, so there was two girls' e-handbooks that are not in use anymore, Junko's and Sayaka's. So the killer could have taken one, and Byakuya could have taken the other one. Or the other explanation is Monokuma said he left both doors unlocked because someone was killed, so that way we could investigate freely. But I don't know if that happens before or after the body discovery announcement, so I don't know, Senko. It's a good question. It's not technically impossible, but they don't explain it.
the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Oh god, I only have one more chance. Is it this? It's gotta be that, right? It's... or did they pick it up afterwards? No. He didn't pick it up. Hifumi found it. It's not the door. Not the dumbbell. If it's not this one, I'm going to die.
Here's exactly what happened.
Seems more suspicious. He was just doing it in places with a murder weapon and
around the same
banned
time
key
that
already.
Byakuya was the killer there.
He's crazy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, thank god.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
Goodness gracious.
The
That was
killer
difficult
knew
for me.
that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
That's how it all went down. Why are you looking so happy about that?
Mondo Owada.
Mondo Owada. Complete!
Wait. No. This can't be right.
It's right, alright.
Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof.
We showed you the handbooks already.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo's the killer, that already revealed itself early in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. No one's mad to truth bullet time battles. Tell me about it. Why can't it be the other person in the sauna? Because the other person in the sauna took their clothes off before they went in, so they didn't have their handbook in the sauna, so they couldn't have found out how to destroy the handbooks on purpose. Because it didn't happen to him. Talk about fever time, nega time. During bullet time battle, if you press the R button, fever time will activate. Tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. You can push A button however you want, destroy the opponent's verbal assault. This only lasts till your focus gauge runs out. Make sure it's the best possible use of your time. It wouldn't be fair if you only got extra special time, right? We also prepared something called nega time your opponent can use. Opponent can activate nega time during a bullet time battle. Your tempo marker will disappear, making it a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. You activate for your time at this point. Never mind, sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. If your action difficulty... Cool. So R is for bullet time, or whatever they call it, fever time.
me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Final strike.
Show me some evidence.
The broken e-handbook. Who's the narrator? Good question. I think it's just an omnipotent narrator that doesn't actually exist. I'm good at. Oh, thanks. It's mostly just like rhythm. If I think so far is right.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which
That's
case,
the proof.
we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
He admitted it. He admitted his guilt. Oh, we finished! A, B, A. Nice. That's a good score right there. 84 monies for me.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up.
A plus.
Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
Thank you, thank you.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Roger, Roger.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on.
No holding on.
Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around?
How is poor Mondo
Will you
going
make
to
the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
And why did he
What's it gonna
do
be?
it?
What's it gonna be?
We voting for Mondo, who is found guilty. Mondo, can you pick Monokuma? We don't get to actually vote. I wish we did. But no, it just votes for you.
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada! In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. Thanks, Monokuma. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen this as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. Hello, Birdzilla, what's up, what's up? As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Poor Chihiro. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which, of course, includes Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person the secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And that person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. I think that was supposed to be Monokuma that said that. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? What did he... what? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But...
How does moving the body keep a secret?
Because...
If everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro? Who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone? It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, his charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown to the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2 is younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy, but when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top! Now, on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Oh no! His brother saved him. Not gonna be chatting much. I'm building stuff with Legos. No worries, no worries. Good luck with your building. Laying his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I screwed up. I'm sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong! That's crazy. It's like the dichotomy between Mondo's strength and Chihiro's weakness. And yet... As soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything that my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why... Mondo. After I saw that what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus!
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? Because I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what, you're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to come face to face, or strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I'd never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you messing with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I feel like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Oh, poor Chihiro.
Damn you!
Why'd you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. And he killed him. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey. I killed him.
Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was a secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and turned him cold-blooded. God dang it. He's rude. He's a rude little teddy bear. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You... Just shut up, you son of a bee. Go ahead, say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Iwata, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Excuse me. I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Cutscene time. Game over. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. It's a hypnosis spiral. The whistling. Oh? I don't know how they did that, but he's on a motorcycle, so I guess all the punishments are just catered to the specific victim. Is that it? Oh, it's one of those cool motorcycle spheres. That's actually kind of cool, but the cage of death, oh my. Well, alright then. He ejected. Interesting. He's hula hooping. Oh, okay, yep, that'll do it. So he's being electrocuted. I see. That is one heck of a way to go. I guess he vaporized. Bones and all. Oh. What? They turned him into butter? What? How did they do that? That's a very unusual way to end a character's life. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. I don't know about all that. It can't be, my brother. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Jeez. Aww. Oh, I feel so sorry for him. Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Yakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death that chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up? So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene? But dang, man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Yakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I know. I now know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied? Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
you...
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself. You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. What do you mean? 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 Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me. The noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
So cool, it's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Alright, great. What a way to end it. Monokuma's laughter pealed across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. I knew that it wasn't the end. Killing Game would still continue. The mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy and heck had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Absolute despair. Oh.
Well, anyway, like I was saying...
Who's this?
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
This is a really good spot?
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
That girl went and killed someone? No girls have murdered anyone yet. That girl went and killed someone before things had a chance to get boring. Sayaka tried to kill Leon, but Leon killed Sayaka. Junko died. And Mondo killed Chihiro. I don't know what Mondo-kun was talking about.
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part.
Okay.
You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right?
I made you part of the group. And you get to play your part.
Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you, whoever this is.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole.
The 16th student?
And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Interesting. Boy's Life of Despair. It was a boy's life of despair. The end. Only 10 left, or 11 if there's actually 16 students? To be continued. I got the crazy diamond present. Yay. Let's save. Well, that's going to be where we wrap up for today. Excuse me. I did go over time. It was a long stream, but I don't like leaving the trials. Well, actually, I don't think there was any point I could have saved. So, yeah, once the trial starts, we have to finish it. We've got to. I'm tired. Yeah, later on in the week, I will upload my schedule so you guys know what we're doing throughout the week. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day or evening today, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!